guys, it's Casey here at Colonial Gardens, and today I wanted to highlight here in late September some of my favorite plants that are blooming in this late fall season. These are 4 different species of native asters here in Pennsylvania. Asters are a really excellent addition to the garden. In the fall, you're going to get lots of color across the different species, and this provides essential nectar and pollen to bees and butterflies, monarchs as they're migrating, but also bees as they're getting ready for the winter time. The foliage, oftentimes you'll find some caterpillars because they're also host plants for a lot of different species of butterflies and moths. So I want to do a quick introduction of a couple different species that we carry here. This right here is the New England aster, which is a grape crush cultivated variety. You can see it's a dark purple. New England asters range more in that like pink to purple color range. Really large flowers overall as far as asters go. And New England asters tend to be one of the largest asters that we carry. This particular variety only says it gets about 36 inches tall, but some New England asters will get up to 6 feet tall. These are the ones that you might find growing alongside goldenrod in a prairie. In the garden setting, sometimes they end up with too much nutrients and too much room, not enough competition to really keep them under control. And sometimes what you'll find is you'll get cracking from the stems. The blooms will end up being too heavy for the base of it. So one of the best things you can do is in May and June, cut back your plant as it's growing, back a third or even a half, and that will create a more compact plant that has more blooms, but also will have less top heaviness and is less prone to cracking. That's especially important for the New England aster, but you can also take it into the wood aster and the aromatic aster as well. So this is the wood aster here, the blue wood aster cordiifolius. And this one you can see has a lot smaller blooms, and it is actually one that's more adapted to the shade and to wetter conditions as well. So this is one if you are working with a little less sun. A lot of asters love a lot of sun, but this one will thrive in shade conditions as well. You can find it out in the wild along stream banks and along woodlands. This here is the aromatic aster. October Skies is my favorite cultivated variety of it. You can see it's got more of a blue flower to it than the New England aster. This variety stays closer to that 3-foot size, but again, you can do that mid-May to June chop back, and you're gonna end up with a bushier plant that has lots and lots of these gorgeous flowers on there. Mine normally blooms for about 3 to 4 weeks in the fall, and I get so many different butterflies and bees on it. It's kind of a spectacular plant in the garden. And lastly, we've got this this is a heath aster. The wild variety gets more of that 1 to 3 feet tall, but this is a cultivated variety that stays closer to the 4 to 6 inch range. That makes it a really excellent native ground cover for the garden. If you have exposed soil in your garden, you're going to potentially run into more weeds because they've got all this sunshine they're trying to take advantage of. If you have full sun location and you're looking for something that's going to eat up some of that space but stay really low, this snow flurry heath aster gets really dense white blooms to it in this late season, adding that bright pop of color, but also spreading. So it's definitely a different use than the other asters in the garden, but it's one I'm going to be adding to my yard this year because I want to see how it performs over time. When you select native plants, you are selecting plants that our native pollinators and wildlife recognize as food. Luckily, almost all asters are pretty deer resistant and rabbit resistant because their foliage is pretty aromatic, but our local pollinators really are attracted to this foliage and to the flowers. It's really invaluable to them. And they're very hardy in this area. A lot of these are native all the way up to Canada and then south of our current region, so they're going to survive our winters reliably. They tend to be really good performers as long as you know where to plant them and how to care for them over the seasons. So again, these are 4 different species of native asters, and you can find them here at Colonial Gardens.